Okay, this is going to be a quick little tutorial on how to adjust the values. I'm just going to give you a couple little tools here, and then you're going to be on your own. A couple of the things we want to do is let's make sure that with Photoshop open, let's go and make sure that our layers is open. And then let's also make sure that our swatches are open. And that's going to give us this range of grays here that we can work with. Okay, let's open up that file that we exported, and it is the equivocal JPEG. There it is. I need to crop it to 8 by 10, so go to the crop tool. I had it set up as a preset. Um, you can set it by going to the size and resolution and then type in 8 by 10 and do the resolution at 300. Okay, and then just crop. Doesn't have to be exactly the same, but you want to get it close to what you had designed in Illustrator. That looks about right. Okay, enter, crop, and there we go. So I'm going to increase it a little bit. All right, so what we need to do now is we really want to work within a range of values that go from uh, black to, if not white, almost white. So I'm going to start out by making the sailboat black. Now, what's really important is look at your palette here. This is telling you what's in the palette. Right now it's a gray. So if I take the eyedropper tool and I go over and I click on black, that has changed this to black. Now that means that's what's in the bucket tool. Using the bucket tool, let's set the tolerance all the way down to 1, and that's going to allow us to work with really low contrast areas. So what I want to do is turn all the areas of the boat that are exposed to black, and that's this little area right up here, and that's about it. Now, one of the rules for transparency is that generally you want to have I see this gray on top of the black. The area here where they overlap should be about halfway between the two, and that looks, pretty good. Maybe I want to make it a little bit darker. So if I take the eyedropper and I click on this, again it changes the palette. But then I can double click and that will show me where it is in that range of gray, and I want to make it just a little bit darker. So I will select that. That now is in the palette. And now when I go with the bucket tool, see that made that whole area just a little bit darker. Maybe I want to make that a little bit darker. And that's good. These actually look pretty good. If I wanted to, maybe I could make the C just a little bit lighter. So again, if I take the eyedropper tool and then click on the color picker, I'm going, well, I really want to make that guy a little bit lighter. So I go, okay. So now if I go back to the bucket tool, that's what's in there. So now it's everything that's, and that looks pretty good. Okay, I've got one little problem I see right in there. That actually needs to be white, and that needs to be white. So um, again, I could just take the eyedropper that changed the palette to white. Should go to the bucket tool. That needed to be, that actually is part of the sail. So really, actually, that should be black, shouldn't it? It would be exposed there. So let me go back to the eyedropper tool, select the black, and then go back. So now that's correct. That looks pretty good. So you get the idea. It's not very complicated. And you just want to play around with these transparencies. And again, think about you're going to be painting these. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to save this as, I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to call it equivocal 2. Um, Now, the bucket tool only works, if you look at the mode, it only works in CMYK or RGB mode. It will not work in grayscale mode. But let's say I wanted to do a real quick idea of what happens if I reverse these values. Well, then what I can do is I can go mode grayscale. And now what I can do is I can go image adjustments, and then I'm going to do invert. And it completely reverses the values. Anything that was close to 50% gray is basically going to be 50% gray. It's kind of a good way to look at this and see if the values balance out. I can see when this is white, maybe this is a little bit too close together. So maybe I want to go in and adjust that before I save that. But you get the general idea. Let's do 5 of these. Certainly you can get through 3 of them very quickly. Save the first one that you exported from Illustrator so you can see those transparencies. And then the next thing you would do is adjust one of these and then invert it. So there's 3. And then why not do another one where you adjust the actual format. Either do a completely new design with the same shapes, or move around the shapes. Okay, that's that.